Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Alvincali. I'm an EVO 200 double gold consultant with Evolution Archer. And today I'm going to be teaching you guys about Norwegian Cruise Line. In this training, I'm going to show you how to book with them, how to edit a reservation. I'm going to go over groups, how to start with groups. I'm also going to talk about the different types of insurance plans that they offer, how to book them, and when you can book them. I'm also going to go basically how to add air, how to add land transfers like hotels. I'm going to go in details about every single part of the booking. So thank you so much for attending. And if you're watching this recording, make sure you like and subscribe so you guys can get more trainings. So let's get started now. If you're new here in the NCL, I will tell you if you guys want to get certified with them, I have not been able to just yet because every time I come in here to get certified, it'll come to like this how to book page. I've watched all of these videos, right? I know how to do all of this stuff, but it doesn't really have a program that you can actually access to get certified in. If it does, I haven't been able to find it. It just takes you to weird stuff. But if you're interested in learning how to still book with Norwegian, you guys definitely would like could just come to here on this how to book section. It tells you everything that you need to know about it. Okay. Um, let's go ahead and get into a new reservation. Now, I will tell you when you guys are booking this, if you're booking it for yourself, there is a different program for that. You would have to do it this way. Okay. And it actually makes you create your own Norwegian account to do a personal booking. So don't ever book yourself this way. Only book clients this way. Okay. Because you won't get a discounted rate at all for travel agents unless you go through this option right here. But let's go ahead and go into new reservation. And they make you log in again. All right. So this is how the first startup is. It should always have your information on it. If it doesn't have your info, don't do the booking clearly, but it'll always start off like this. If you're working with a secondary agent, you can technically add them, but I wouldn't suggest that because that's commission issues. So they do have a lot of different options in here, but be careful with what you're choosing. Sometimes when you choose things in here, if you want it removed, you actually have to call NCL for them to remove it. They're very particular about their system. So try not to click on certain things unless you know for sure you want to add that specific thing. Okay. But let's go ahead on this tab right here. You're going to go across like this when we're doing the booking. Okay. So the first part is vacation. And then we're going to search for one, however we want to do this. Um, I know they said that they had them till for Hawaii, they have 50% off right now. Is that what it was? It was 30 or 50% off. So let's see. I don't know exactly how we're going to do Hawaii, but let's go ahead and just pick something. Does anybody have anything that they're working on booking wise with NCL for dates that they want me to use, or do you guys want me to just make something up? Is anybody currently working on a cruise with NCL? No? I'm working on Alaska. Okay, what are the dates, Kim? Suggested dates, shall I say, so we can find one. August. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna go with Kim's um one that she's looking for. For today, we're just gonna do two adults and two children, but you guys can add the number of guests in here. If they're a past guest, they will have a latitude number. That's how you're identified in Norwegian, is like when you create an account or a guest, it'll come with a latitude number, and that's how you're identified for your clients. So if they have that, make sure you check it. And then let's say state-wise, I don't know, let's just say for today, we're just gonna say, oh, Florida. Just call Florida. Okay. Where is the embark port? Where's the port that they're leaving from for the Alaska cruise, Kim? Or what port are you looking at? Lucky guess, Florida. Look at me. That's a far cruise. All right, let's go. Is it Miami or Port Canaveral? Open to all? Okay. Because I'm thinking for Alaska, it's West Palm. Okay, let's see if I have that. Hmm, I don't have West Palm. Is it Key West? It's not with Key West, right? I'll try Florida, but I don't know if there's any cruise lines that go to Alaska from Florida. Normally you have to go like out of Washington or up north, but we'll try it. Let's try Miami. That's gonna be our best bet. And then this button right here. Oh my God, this thing drives me crazy. Sorry, guys. This right here. If you don't unclick this right here, oh no, they're flying out of Okay, that's what I thought. Got you. Let's do Seattle then. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't know if they have any cruise lines that go to Florida to Alaska. That's a long cruise. But anyways, guys. So we'll go out of Seattle. So insurance is right here. You guys see this? If you don't click that, you guys can still add the insurance later on. I always uncheck it. I don't want to include it unless I know for sure that they're going to get it. And plus, you guys are going to see that NCL is a little expensive. So you're going to want to check and see what type of insurances are actually included and what they cover. And I have that for you guys too. So let's search the cruise. Come on. Works like that. Nice and slow. All right. So let's take a look. I got some nice cruise lines. They got some good deals too. Look at this one right here, 959. What kind of room do they want? Do they want a big fancy balcony room? I'm assuming for an Alaska trip, you'd want a balcony room. You can see outside of the balcony. That's what I thought. All right. So let me try and find, just for today, we're just going to find a decently priced balcony. This one's at the end of the month, so I won't do that one, but let's take a look at this one right here. 7-day Norwegian Bliss. View the itinerary. We have this right here. Oh wow, that's a that's a big cruise. It goes all through Alaska. Yep, even to Canada. So I will tell you guys, if you're not experienced with cruising, if it has this part right here where it says arrive and dock in Canada, they have to have their passport. Okay, you cannot do a birth certificate. If they have a birth certificate, they cannot get off the ship. But in order to get off the ship, they have to have a passport and to dock back on the ship. So anytime you're booking an Alaska cruise that involves Canada or any kind of outside country, make sure you tell them to get their passport. Okay. I've experienced this, not myself personally, but with the client. So make sure you guys have that passport. All right. So we have August 10th, 7 days, the round trip. Make sure it says round trip. That means it's going to bring you back to where you're going, because a lot of Alaskan cruises as well do not come back. Sometimes they just drop off in certain areas. So make sure you click that part, okay? That says comes back to Seattle. You want that. And then it doesn't go over anymore, even though I want it to. But let's click select and go to the next one. All right. So these are all the rooms that are inside of it. They have a lot of balconies. Oof, oof. Oh man, NCL is expensive. Okay. So this is the groups right here. This is if you're going to put them in a group. You can click on use groups, but if you're not going to do a group booking, don't click on that. We're going to have to come over here. Okay. So there's only 2 people going for this example. So I'm just going to find the cheapest balcony they have, which quote guest right here. Look at that. That tells you how much it's going to be per guest. And this is the total. Okay. So total, yes. Now I will say on NCL, they do not have a like for example, at Royal Caribbean, you can just do a quick quote and just send it out. It doesn't work like that on NCL. You actually have to build your own quote. Okay. Um, I will tell you, like, I'll give you guys this real quick. Every time I build a quote for a cruise, this is what I use. Let me find an old one, because I have one that's currently being, yeah, this one's a good one. This is old. Is this, I don't even know, this one's mine. This might be one of my agents, but it's okay. I'll give you guys this. So if you're gonna go ahead and build like a cruise off of this is how I do it. Change obviously to NCL, put the time or the nights, how much it is to reserve, $100 payment due, whatever. Put the ship in there, put the itinerary, price breakdown per room, have all of this here, right? And I sometimes I give them 3 quotes, so it's going to be 3 different rooms. This is actually my agent's, but it's okay. Um, so then we have Carnival. Why use a travel advisor? I actually took this from Carnival a long time ago, and then I kind of edited it. So you can see it says next Royal Caribbean because it's been edited, but that's okay. And then I have this important part about the no deposit and then the onboard credit. You're going to want to note that onboard credit, right? I have the total gratuities in here, all of this to reserve with no deposit. Okay. I'll share this with you guys so you guys can have it. This is one of my most main closers for cruises. Like um, anytime I have something like this for cruises, this is one of my main closers right there. If I put that in there, they like that. It looks way better anyways to me personally than just giving them a quote with like, all right, here's the price. Have a good day. Okay. So that's how I do that. But let's go ahead and pick a balcony room real quick. Here's the cheapest one we got right here. So here on NCL, they normally make you actually pick the room. And you can, if you pick the room, sometimes it's more expensive, but just note if you don't want to select the room, a lot of us don't. I know we don't. We just click this button right here. So select guarantee. Okay. Sometimes it comes in there and you can pick one if you want, but I always just go with the guarantee one. It's up to you. But for today, we're going to just go select guarantee. Guarantee, if you guys don't know, basically guarantee is they don't get a room number assigned to them, but when they get on the cruise, they will have one assigned as soon as they go through the check-in, etc. They'll get their room there. Okay. Now, something about guests. An NCO, it saves your guest info so you can book them over and over and over. Okay. When I'm doing this one particularly, it's going to have my two like dummy test guests in here. Okay. But if I were to actually want to do the booking, I would have to add the guest, or in this scenario, you see right here, it says guest two and it says create. You can create the guest here. But let's just say if I have, I should already be in here because I used myself last time. So we can search it. And then I don't know my latitude number and my birth date. Y'all don't judge my age now. I'm only 30, but we're getting there. It's almost my birthday too. All right, search. Here we are. Look, Ashley, there I am. Okay. So I don't know why I have two client IDs, but that works. So let's just select here. I want this one. And then add to reservation. See how I did that? So that's one option. If you already have a client, if they are already booking, like they've already done a booking before NCL, you can search them just like that to add them. Okay. So let's get rid of my test dummy. So now I have two guests. Oh my goodness. Go away. Yes. Thank you. All right. And then we go in here. Let's create a guest so I can show you guys how to do that. Um, let's see. We're going to create my husband today. There we go. I only put what's required in there because they'll fill out most of their information when they get their documents for boarding. You guys should all know that when you're doing cruises, 30 days out, you are required to send them the e-docs, no matter what cruise line you're booking through. Can you please stop doing that? Don't y'all hate that? How it always suggests things. But when you guys go to do your 30 days out, there's a little spot I can show you in here as well. But there's a spot that will say send e-docs or send this and that, whatever they need. Just give me a date. Thank you. And then you guys have to send those out by that certain date. Okay. So you need to send those because they have to fill it out. There's going to be a COVID waiver in there as well. And they're also going to have to fill out some stuff for their baggage. So don't forget to do that in any cruise line. All right. Now I got to put all this info in. Lord have mercy. Sure. All right. All right. All right. All right. So all you need to fill out a new client is their name, their date of birth, their citizenship, their email address, and then an address. You can go in there and add all that stuff in, but I think it's going to let me continue. Oh, and their title. Make sure you get their title. All right. Look, it's saved. Give my husband my middle name. All right. So now we have our two guests. You have to do this even if you're doing a quote. If you just want to get the quote and the price, leave it as guest two and leave it as the test dummy. But today I'm going to show you guys how to add on land programs and air options So by adding that, I have to have real names in there or it does not add it whatsoever. Okay. But if you want to quote just for a cruise, leave it as guest and test dummy. But you just note you can't add anything extra like the hotels, anything. They need names for that. Okay. So now we have our two guests. Let's continue. And you can see up here, guys, it goes all the way across. This is how we're doing this. Okay. So we have the current invoice. Look how much that is. Woo. The non-commission fare, that's not your commission, but that's the charging. There's just $4,000 in savings, which is crazy. And then they have onboard credit, and then they have onboard credit reversal. You got to figure out what that means. But here's all the discounts that we qualify for. And then you're going to come down here and you can actually select it right in here. And this is one of my favorite things about them, I will say. You can go in here and add all of your packages in the beginning. You don't have to do like, with Royal Caribbean, you just book it and then at the end they have to add their packages. Nope, here you can go in and do it right here. Okay. So anything that's checked right now is actually the promotions that they're getting for their cruise. But then we're gonna come in here like they got kosher meal, they got beverage, dining, and internet, and ShoreX, which is one of their programs, all together for one. Okay. It's not going to tell me the price until after I add it. When I add it, and you'll be able to see the price in there. And then you can click refresh prices and it'll tell you. Okay. So we have beverage, internet, and then $50 ShoreX credit, which is going to be it's like extra onboard credit. Dining, internet, separate. So these are just certain packages. These are beverages, these are dinings, and then they have just internet package in general. This one right here, onboard credit, this is something that they're getting part of their promotion. So we don't have to touch any part of that. Okay. So let's just say, for example, let's say today I like to drink on a cruise and I want internet too. So we're gonna apply it all. All right. So it went ahead and skipped to the next one, but I want to click back real quick just to make sure it went through. Yeah. So it's added. Okay. And then it's not, let's see, here it is. It's going to show right here. But the total is going to come out to this. See right there. Beverage service charge 305. That's the package total. Okay. Anytime you're making changes, you can view all of them on this right hand side. And we'll talk about this in a little bit, but we're going to get through this booking before I break it down. Okay. So apply promotions again. So it'll bring me to the next page. Now, add a land program. The grouping part, leave that part alone. We'll go back and talk about groups after I'm done with this. It's very easy to do groups. It's kind of the same theory, okay? But add a land program. Let's see. Okay. So if you guys aren't familiar with cruise lines, they have a lot of them have programs called air deviation. Air deviation is essentially where it's going to bring you like 1 or 2 days before you arrive. Like, say, if I'm flying in, I don't live in Seattle, right? So I'm going to have to fly into Seattle. So they will actually do everything inside here if you want them to. Okay. It's a little bit more expensive. I'll show you, but you guys have the advantage to do this pre and post trip. So this one right here, you can see Sea Air, that's Seattle, air deviation, 2-night pre-placeholder, no hotel included. When you click this, this means that they're going to put a spot in there to where you're going to arrive 2 days before. They're noting that. And then you're going to select what hotel you click. Okay. This is only a $25 placeholder. It holds it. This doesn't book anything. And then you're going to go in and select which hotel you want. And basically, they're going to have it set up to where they do the transfers. They're going to do the hotel, the transfers, everything for you. So this is what that placeholder does. Okay. I'm not too sure on the specifics of why they do this, but this is how this cruise line works. And it's actually pretty popular to do air deviations. So let's just say for me, I'm going to arrive. Let's make sure this is 1 day ahead. Yeah, pre-placeholder. So I'm going to arrive 1 day forward. Now, if I did 2 nights after, you see how it says post placeholder. So make sure you pay attention to that part. Okay. But let's just say I don't really need 2 nights. Give me 1 night. All right. So we're going to do a $25 placeholder. And then we need 1 night. And I guess we're going to the Westin Hotel, wherever that is. All right. So now I have my placeholder in there so they know to pick me up and transfer me from the hotel. They also are going to note that I can do my bundled air in here. I'm going to show you guys that in a second. But my hotels are booked for the night before. Now, if I wanted to add in one after, we would have to come over here and say one night after the cruise and then book a hotel. But we're gonna book our flights to leave the same day. Okay. Do I suggest that? Probably not. But for today, we're gonna do that. Try to get them a hotel for before and after if possible. But you have to have that placeholder in there so they know to go and pick them up. What? There is no. What? No. Okay, keep going. This is what I'm talking about right here. You guys see this? You guys are gonna see these a lot in here. Just keep going. Just ignore them because they don't know what they're talking about. There's no duplicate hotel. One night, air deviation, not hotel. Yeah, we're fine. It did it to me yesterday too. Okay. So this is the air part. Go away. You drive me crazy. This is the air part. Okay. If you already have air booked and you want them to be picked up at a certain time or do this, do that, including with the placeholder, say if they already have their flights booked, you're going to add independent air. Okay. If you want to do the air with them, you're going to choose bundled air. Now, when you click on bundled air and you add it in, they're going to pick all the flights and everything for you, unfortunately. And when they pick it for you, they just add it to your total. And then you have to make sure that they add a promo. There is a promo for bundling air and make sure it's added on there. And I'll show you guys where to look for it. But it told me in the training to make sure I found that promo before I continued. Okay. So for today, if I click on add air, you can see the confirmation, the type, airlines. It'll connect everything so that hotel, they know when to pick them up from the hotel, bring them to the cruise ship, etc. It connects it. Okay. But let's just say, oh, and let's just say for this one, we're going to do bundled air. All right. So my outbound, she was going from Florida. So I don't know. I'm just going to pick Houston. Okay. No, the outbound's not going to be that. Sorry. It's going to be Seattle. Return, Houston. That's where I live. I don't know. We're just picking something. Same with my husband. What are we doing here? There we go. And then Houston. Okay. And save. Yes, I know. All right. Do you see how much that price just went up? Air add-on. The air package was $4,500. And then that is insane. Air deviation. There's the air deviation right here. The hotel, the service charge. There's the onboard credit, but it's been reversed, so I don't think they get an onboard credit. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube. Somebody asked me where the recording's gonna be. It's gonna be on my YouTube, Travel with Ash. Okay. So, do you guys see how you might not want to do that? Does everybody see how more expensive it is to add in the air in the hotels? But for people who have money and they don't care, which we all hope our clients do, that this is a perfect plan for you guys to do that. Now, sometimes the air is cheaper here. Okay. So make sure that you still check it. But if you find it cheaper outside of it, then don't bundle it. But that hotel price for the 250, you probably can find a little bit cheaper. But it is a convenient thing because it's all included. I don't have to do anything extra. As soon as they arrive, they have their transfers, they have everything done and taken care of. So that's kind of nice, right? But what I wanted to show you is this right here. You see this air promo? Make sure it's on there under your price programs after you do that, okay? So we did air options, and I know it's going to tell me this, but it's because it doesn't like my thing. That's okay. We're going to keep going, right? So air bundled included, yes. If there's independent air added, it would be here with the booking ID, route, etc. But we're already good. Keep going. Around a $9,000 cruise. All right. Here's the part about insurance. You guys can see that there's 3 different types of insurance. They have standard, they have Miami premium insurance, which I have no idea what that is, including, because I guess that's based off of what I don't know, but all right. Essential travel insurance. It's probably because I put Florida in the beginning, but it's okay. Let's talk about the insurance because the insurance is very confusing. So I pulled it up for you guys already. Standard, they have it like trip 75% of the cruise, penalty for future selling, 100% cash refund. That's even with the standard one, and that's not bad, right? So a lot of you guys probably will choose just standard, but there are some that have different parts of it. Like, let me show you this real quick. They have the platinum plan. The platinum plan is going to be 90% of the cruise penalty. So that's what's just giving you more credit. So 75%, you get it back if you do the standard. Platinum is 90%, but trip up to 50%. Okay, that's more than the trip. But you guys can see they have different packages. Just make sure that you choose which one. Now, what I will tell you is if you choose nothing and you get done with it and you close it out, right? And then they decide afterwards, hey, you know what? I actually wanted insurance. After you do the checkout where they start paying, you guys can actually only add on the essentials one afterwards. So this part has to be done in the checkout area. Before you get done taking payments, etc., make sure you tell them, hey, do you want insurance? No, I don't want it. Okay, I'm just letting you know. After I get done with this, I won't be able to add insurance. I can only add the essentials one. The essentials one is gonna not cover a lot, clearly. But they just have trip delay, accident. This is just for people, I don't know, the COVID, something like that. Accident, sickness, something if you get hurt while you're there, but it's not going to cover if you cancel it. So this is going to be more just post-departure travel. Okay? So just tell them like, hey, once I get done with this, I won't be able to add it. So you guys make sure you want it or you don't want it. All right. But today we're gonna say no insurance because we already made it $9,000. So let's keep going. All right. No, I don't want any. All right. Let's just keep going anyway. All right. Motor coach does not exist. I don't know why it's in here. They even tell you in their training they don't do this. So I would just keep going. Special request. Oh, this one's good too. So anniversary, birthday, honeymoon, you guys can do all of that in here. I always make sure I do this one right here. Push the beds together. Please push the beds together. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't do that, so I'm gonna tell them to do that anyways. You could push the beds together. They got extra pillows. If you have people that have multiple, like people in one room, you can do twin beds. If they have any dietary restrictions, you can do that in here as well. All right, so I already added push the beds together just because I want them to. Okay. And now we're at the total. We got pricing and payment schedule. Okay. So you guys are going to see a lot of this stuff on here that they're going to get $50 extra credit. So that's really cool. They'll be able to use that on the ship. And then we have onboard credit reversal. So they're going to get 50/50. So they have $100 that is going to come off towards this. And that works out great. Here's the commission right here for us. $630 or $83 commissions right there. You see that? Okay. So commissions earned, charge total, and then let's come down. Here's all of the components for the air add-ons that we did. So we have the beverage package, we have the airplane tickets, we have the chai 150. I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming this is the onboard credit. This is going to be the 2 hotels right here. And then these are the deviation packages. So that's everything that we just added on is included in here. Okay. And then what I want to see is I want to see the deposit. Okay, that's fine. So their first deposit's only $250, and then the final payment is going to be $9,743. Okay. But before I do that, all right, what I want to do is I think it's not going to let me do that part. Hold on. Because I have to fix 2 things in there. Payment amount equals the payment invoice. Okay, that's fine. So let me go in here real quick and let me fix this 2 stuff that they want. Remove extra land packages selected on vacation start. Why? Why? So what I'm trying to get to, let me remove all this extra stuff so I can close out this booking. So typically when you do these cruise lines, you guys can come in here. It has a birth date. Why doesn't it like it? Okay, so that's fine. typically when you guys do these cruise lines, you guys can go in here and close it out automatically. And you don't have to do a deposit. You can commit to booking without a deposit. And that's what I'm going to try and let it see if it lets me do that. Okay. Select that. Please. Come on. All right. And then go back. Does it like that one better? There we go. All right. Fix the guest part. And then let me come in here, conflicting hotels. All right, fine. We're just going to remove the hotels just so I can get through the booking. All right. Now, go back here to payment schedule. Look how much that price dropped. Drops pretty well, right? So now I can close out the booking so I can show it to you guys. All right, so this is what the last page was going to look like, that payment schedule that I was showing you. First deposit is $250. I lowered the total because I took out the hotel so I can show you guys how to close it. Do you see this part right here? You guys can do credit cards. If they have one of those like discount codes, you guys are going to have to apply it actually. You can do it here on the coupons, but these are payment coupons. When you guys do discount codes, you have to apply the discount codes after the booking. I'll show you that in a minute. They have extend option. I don't use that, or check or wire. Don't use that, but just straight credit card. Okay. Right here, you guys can see commit booking with no payment. So click on that. You don't have to take their payment to get it to reserve it, right? And then their first payment should be due on December 2nd. So now we did the booking, we reserved it, we're good to go. Now you guys can pretty much change anything that you need to do in here. You can see it's an offer status. It'll change to book after the first deposit is paid. But in here, we can come in, let's see, reservation header. It has all the stuff. Charge total, commissions earned. I still like that. That's nice. And then we have the 250 that's due. Okay. So let's go in here and let's take a look at several things that we can do afterwards. Now, remember how I was telling you guys if we switch to edit mode, always have to switch to edit mode in order to change it. But you can come in here and you can add price program. And then you guys can come in here and add your deposits if you need to, okay? It should be right here. Where is it? It's not in here now? Well, it was on here. Oh, wait, it might be spicing. 1 second. No, they don't have a spot anymore. It used to be right there. I'll have to look and check and make sure. But when you're coming to the discount programs, make sure you guys get the actual discount code. And you might have to call NCL because it used to be under pricing programs, but it looks like they moved it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the left-hand side. Travel with, I don't know what they put that in there for. Every time I click on it, it does nothing. I don't know what that's for, so ignore that one. Itinerary, of course, you guys are going to need that so you can make your booking, right? And then travel documents. Remember how I told you guys you have to send it out 30 days before? You're gonna have to send it out. It'll say eDoc is ready. It'll pop yes, 30 days out, and you're gonna want to send that all to them. Okay. Copy reservation. If you want to duplicate the reservation and make another one, you can do that. The amenities, you're already kind of working on them, but amenities orders right here. Okay. The order ID, this is gonna be because I put in that whole the bed thing. That's what that is. Copy reservation, cancel it, your commissions. You can take a look at your commissions if you want to. Tells you the amount. And then this part. So when you do the booking, guys, NCL doesn't automatically send out an email. I have no idea why, but they don't. So after you do a booking, you're going to want to come in here and send the reservation. So you can click on here and send it. You can even send it to Archer for some reason. Excuse me. But here's the agent, here's the guest. Obviously, I was the main guest on here. So I would send it to myself and send it to the agent. So anything air confirmation, amenity, dining confirmation, everything is in here. You can send it to them. Okay. So make sure you do that after your booking. The bundled air, that was important that we did that, right? So that's just going to show you where it's at. But online check-in, this part's not going to pop up until 30 days out as well. If I click on it now, it's not going to show me. Yeah, it's not going to show me anything whatsoever. But 30 days out, they can go and click it. Okay. So that is pretty much all you can really do in here. That's that's basically how you do a booking with them. Um, now is there any questions that I might have missed? Because I talked a lot. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you guys want me to show you before I go in here and cancel out this reservation? So basically though, you guys can come in here and do the reserving of the booking, and then you can tell them, hey, show them to them. If they want to already book it, you already have the info in there. Okay. After, let's just say someone came and they were like, you know what, I actually want to book this cruise. I can come in here and edit all this stuff. Okay. I can change it. So you can go in there and reserve it, commit to no booking with no deposit or anything, and then come in there, sell it to them, and then come back and just fix it. Does everybody understand that? It's a really good way to kind of um, secure the booking without having to lose the price or any of the work. Because on these NCL bookings, it's a lot to build a booking here. It's not simple as Carnival, unfortunately, but they do have really cool cruises. They also have something in here that you guys are not going to notice. But on most cruise lines, they have like the 5 p.m. or the 9 p.m. or whatever dining time. This cruise line believes in freestyle cruising. Okay, so everything on there is not planned, um, the certain times, etc. You just kind of go with the flow. When you're ready to eat, you go eat. When you're ready to do this, you do this. That's how they work on this cruise line. So it's not going to be very specific for times or when they need to be here, here, and here. It's going to be a little bit different. Okay. Now they do have an NCL app that they can download after they do the booking, so they can take a look at their stuff and make different purchases and stuff. But all you guys can add in here is just the beverage and the packages. You guys can also do the prepaid gratuities in that same section where I was. Where was it at? I don't think it's under special request. I forgot exactly where I was at. That's my one request. Put that in there. They do have a service charge that you can add on. Let me see. Well, they did have that. There it is right here. See this prepaid service charges? That's your gratuities. You guys can add that in too if I wanted to add it. That's gratuities for you. Something else I kind of like about that too. So let's see, service charges is $280. That's their gratuities. So you guys can do that in there. You can do that during the booking or after. But you guys get the general idea, right? Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm going to show you guys the group ones next. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chris. You're one of mine. Chris. Yeah, thank you. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to close out this reservation. I'm going to cancel it real quick because I don't want to be charged. I show you how to cancel a reservation. When I'm building them, I put test business rules is the reason I'm canceling. All right. So it's canceled. All right. Let's go to a new reservation. All right. Now on this one, when you go to vacation, if you want to build a group, you're going to click here. Search to create freestyle group. Now, I know they have certain restrictions on how many rooms you can do without a deposit. They're typically known for not requiring too much of a deposit, but you guys got to be careful when you're requesting all of the rooms. Make sure you don't request too much because that's going to take away from the other teams as well. We only have a certain amount that we can request per year. So make sure you guys are requesting exactly what you need and letting go of what you don't need. All right. But you will just come in here, search freestyle, and then you just start building your groups just like that as well. You would just come in. Obviously, we can't do that, Dave. That's too soon. That would be even horrible, actually. Let's just do here. Uh, Way too soon. And then number of guests. Make sure you guys only do per room. And then you would come in here. Oh, yeah, I know. I didn't think that it would do that either. Okay, fine. There we go. Happy? No, you don't like that either? All right. I think it's because I have to have a depart de-embarkation. There. All right. But in general, you guys, for the groups, you just have to have the room set up. A lot of us will go in and we'll book like our first couple of rooms, and then we realize, okay, it's a group. And then you're just going to want to call NCL and have them add it under as a group. And then you can go in and basically do the booking as a group afterwards. If that happens to you, just call NCL and tell them, hey, this is supposed to be a group so they can add it to a group. A entity notice is going to be really popular more with the groups than it is going to be with us in general for regular bookings. But let's just say we pick one and you guys would do the same thing over and over and over. Okay. But this one is going to give you a group ID right here. See how it has reservation grouping number? This is what's going to provide to you when you're done with this. That's how you're going to complete the grouping. So like say if I do this as a group, right? I complete the booking, it's going to give me that ID and I'm going to use it again every time I book the next rooms. Okay. But they don't let you really do more than 2 rooms at a time. Like you can't do more than 1 room at a time. I'm sorry. You can only do 1 room at a time. You can't do more than that, but you're going to want to keep them going in. Okay. So there's that. Now, after you get done with the reservation, I'm going to tell you 2 things that's really confusing about this. Let's just say if I'm at home and I want to come here and do an existing reservation, right? You see this part where it says my reservations? This is where you look up your actual reservation. And you can do it by last name and then the date they booked from and the selling, okay? If you click on client, this just shows you the clients. It took me forever to figure this part out, okay? But, and if you have any open reservations, if you click out of it and you want to open it, you can just view them right here. That's the one we just did where I canceled it, all right? But make sure you guys are doing that. You want to do my reservations, not clients or groups, because you guys will get very frustrated very fast. But try to, as soon as you do a booking, try to write down that reservation ID because if it closes out, Norwegian kind of logs out very fast. If it closes out, you guys are going to want to have that reservation ID or you're going to have to search it like this. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have for today on NCL. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But other than that, happy booking. You know, they do have a big deal going on right now with NCL for Black Friday. But they're not hard to book with, they're just very technical. You're welcome, Kim. Let me see. Not the portal. Black Friday deals. I know they got some stuff going on right now. Yeah, 50% off. See? So guys, go do this booking. I know it says free airfare, but that's not true. We saw that. I think it's gonna depend on what cruise. You're gonna have to click on learn more. But if you have a booking coming up, check out them. You're welcome. They're not too hard to book with, right? They're just very technical. Kind of old school too. NCO in general is old school. But that's okay. Old school's not bad. But all right. So I'm gonna close out this recording real quick. So guys, if you're watching this recording, thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, just drop the comment below in the chat or feel free to DM me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you guys find me. Right now there should be a video popping up to the next suggested video. Make sure you guys check that video out. And yeah, I'll see you back around for more trainings.